If you sound like a squeaky balloon, this video's for you. Today, let's talk about tone and airflow. Let's go. Before we get this video started, who has your favorite clarinet sound? Drop your answer in the comments.
Wild of a nation. Wild man. Wild of a nation. From downtown. From downtown. Gonna meet everybody. Gonna meet everybody. Pretty big fire. Pretty big fire. Ain't what in John. We ain't what in John. Sing everybody. Sing everybody. My boy. Wild of a nation. Wild man. Wild of a nation. From downtown. From downtown. Gonna meet everybody. Gonna meet everybody. Pretty big fire. Pretty big fire. Ain't what in John. We ain't what in John. Sing everybody. Sing everybody. My boy.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Gregory Agid, and today I wanted to talk about one of the most important parts of being a woodwind player, and that's tone and air production. Today, I'm going to talk about the clarinet, but ultimately, this is applicable to all woodwind instruments: trumpet, saxophone, flute, anything where you're blowing wind into it. Why is tone so important? Tone is our first impression. Our tone is going to be the first thing that an audience hears, and it's going to be the first thing that they use to judge us by. If the audience likes our tone, they're going to be excited to hear what we have to say on our instrument. If they don't like our sound, they might be put off and less inclined to hear you play the rest of your piece or hear what you have to say musically. So it's really important that you develop a beautiful, captivating, and a sound that brings the listener in. Developing a beautiful tone is a mental and physical process. It starts as a mental process because the first thing we have to do is hear our sound in our mind's internal ear. And the sound that we hear inside of our mind's internal ear is going to be the sound that we try to bring out into the physical world. Developing tone is a physical process because once you hear that sound in your head, you have to learn how to physically bring it out into the real world. How do you develop the tone inside your mind's internal ear? Well, that starts by listening to as many great sounds as possible. It's really important to start developing a palette of sounds that you like and a palette of sounds that you don't like. If there's something about a sound that you like, remember what it is. Note what it is that's appealing to you and try and imitate that. On the other hand, if someone is doing something that you don't like, that's also a really important part of the process, because if someone is doing something that you don't like, well, note what that is and don't do it. What's interesting about this process is that we're all gonna like something different, and that's gonna help make us sound different. A great place to start is by listening to as many great clarinet players as possible. It's important that you know what a great clarinet sound is and what the tonal possibilities of the clarinet are. Clarinet sounds can be dark, they can be warm, they can be mellow, they can be bright, they can be shrill, they can be piercing, they can be all types of things. Don't limit yourself to only being inspired by clarinet players. You can also be inspired by saxophone players, trumpet players, violin players, piano players, drummers, or percussionists. You can also be inspired by nature, birds, different animals, the wind, trees, all types of things, the ocean. You could also be inspired by boats, cars, anything in your surrounding, anything that you feel connected to. Use that as an inspiration to create your unique sound. When we draw inspiration from different sources, it's going to combine within ourselves in a unique way, and that's what's going to help us find our unique sound. One of my tone inspirations are oak trees and Spanish moss. I absolutely love the beauty of the Louisiana swamp landscape. And when I play the clarinet, I want my clarinet to sound like a beautiful oak tree with Spanish moss hanging down the sides and the greenery of the Louisiana swamp. So every time I play clarinet, I'm picturing that as my sound. Once we develop our mental concept of sound, we have to begin developing the physical ability to bring that into this world. One of the best ways to develop a beautiful tone is through long tones. Air is everything, y'all. When we're playing the clarinet, air is the foundation of everything. It's the foundation of our sound. It's the foundation of our fingers. Everything begins with air when you're playing a wind instrument. Over the years, I've developed an acronym to describe all the long tones that I like to practice. And the acronym is SAID: static long tones, articulation long tones, intervallic long tones, and dynamic long tones. Today, I wanted to share a static long tone exercise. Static long tones are the most fundamental way to practice our long tones. When we play a static long tone, we're going to pick one note and we're going to hold that one note out for the duration of a breath. When we're playing this note, we want to try and create the most beautiful and controlled sound possible. I like to picture a wave sign, and when I'm playing a static long tone, I'm trying to keep the note as even as possible. I don't want there to be any jumps up, any jumps down. I just want to create a beautiful, steady, and controlled tone for the duration of the breath. For the purposes of today's exercise, don't worry too much about the beginning and the end of the note. Those are aspects of articulation. Today, I just want to focus on the middle part of the note, which is our tone. I want to create the most beautiful, controlled, and supported sound possible. We can worry about articulation another time. I'm going to start on a low E, and let's see what happens. I'm going to get my clarinet. When we're playing these notes, we don't want there to be too much fluctuation in the sound. We don't want the note to sound like this. One of the biggest challenges that I see with my beginner students is that they haven't yet developed a consistent and supported airflow. Y'all, blowing air through the clarinet is an unnatural action that none of us were born knowing how to do. So we have to learn how to move consistent and supported air through the clarinet. Once we discover this airflow, and once we train our bodies how to move air through the instrument, everything we do on the instrument is going to be that much easier. If you're hearing any inconsistencies in the sound, it might be because you're playing with inconsistent air, or your jaw may be moving just a tiny bit. When you're playing these long tones, it's a great opportunity to introduce yourself to each note. And what I mean by that is every note is going to have its own unique challenges and feel. A low E is going to feel very different than a middle C. A low E is going to feel very different than a middle G. So every note is going to have its unique feel and its unique set of challenges. So this is a great opportunity to go to each note and meet the note. Remember, y'all, tone is a mental and a physical construct. We need to develop our mind's internal ear, and then we need to develop our body's ability to physically produce that sound we hear within our mind's ear. Something that I really love about playing long tones is that I find it to be a meditative practice for me. I do these long tones almost every day, or some variation of long tones. And while I'm practicing these notes, it really does feel meditative and brings me a lot of peace. So just remember that when you're practicing these long tones, find your inner peace while you're playing these notes. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If y'all are interested in supporting me and my channel, please give me a like, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment below, visit my website. I got PDFs and all types of things to download. You can leave me a super thanks, or you can find some other creative way to show me some love. I appreciate y'all very much. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace. I'm going to start playing some static long tones on a low E, and then I'm going to move chromatically through the range of the horn. Woo, getting tired.